Despite its shorter lifespan compared to the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, the Nintendo Switch has left an indelible mark on the gaming industry. There's dozens of fantastic games that have entertained millions, whether it's the grand adventure of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, the joyous whimsy of Animal Crossing New Horizons, or the undeniable fun of Super Mario Odyssey. However, with the sheer amount of games that have been released for the Nintendo Switch over the years, there are bound to be some underrated Nintendo Switch games that have slipped through the cracks. The eShop is a big place after all, so please allow us to be your shepherds, guiding you through some of the most underrated releases on the Switch. You never know, you might just find yourself a brand new favourite game. With that in mind, here's some of the more underrated Nintendo Switch games out there. Before then though, if you could slap the like and smash the subscribe, we will convey our information to you in a way that's far more intuitive than the eShop could ever even dream of being. Number 10. ARMS. It's weird to consider a first-party Nintendo game as underrated, considering that ARMS had the full power of Nintendo's marketing machine behind it and received a slew of positive reviews upon launch, but a few years later an ARMS seems to fly under the radar of many players. The only exposure it's had recently is due to one of the characters, Min Min, appearing in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as a DLC character. Leveraging the motion control capabilities of Nintendo's Joy-Con, players control the arms of their characters by punching while holding the controller. It's like the Wii Sports boxing game, but with lots of power-ups and customizable weapons, making for even more of an enjoyable party game experience. Give this one a chance, you won't regret it. ARMS will probably be covered by Scott the Woz at some point in his career, so get on it before it's cool. 9. Way of the Passive Fist. The Switch has a large selection of beat-em-ups for people who like to batter hoodlums and various other enemies while on their daily commute, and a lot of them are fantastic. The Streets of Rage 4, The Takeover, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game and more, but if you're looking for truly underrated, look no further than Way of the Passive Fist. As the name suggests, Way of the Passive Fist is about being more defensive than just battering goons till the credits roll. Instead, you must dodge, block and parry your way through enemies with set attack patterns that you'll need to learn in order to succeed. Once you've worn down your enemy's stamina, you can give a little love tap and move on with your day. If you want a game that'll make you feel as godlike as Daigo during Evo Moment 37 without having to learn the intricacies of Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, Way of the Passive Fist is for you. It's also always cheap, so give it a go on the eShop. 8. Captain Tsubasa, Rise of New Champions. The Nintendo Switch's selection of football games isn't quite up to scratch, largely due to the fact that EA only releases legacy editions of the FIFA games that just include roster and kit upgrades. It's a bit pathetic, really, so if you're looking for a football game packed with content that doesn't take itself too seriously, Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions could be for you. Based on the popular manga and anime franchise of the same name, Captain Tsubasa sees players controlling various high school level football teams that are way more skilled than half of the Premier League. Oh, and they can also smack the ball so hard it causes flames, and the keeper will often be bounced into the net by the shot's strength. It's anime silliness at its most silly, yet we love it. If FIFA is too much straight up bollocks for you, try the wonderful kind of silly bollocks instead. 7. Moving Out. Co-op games have already become quite at home on the Nintendo Switch, with titles such as Overcooked 2 feeling right at home on the portable hardware. The ease of which you can set up a Switch to play with friends means co-op will always be a viable option for the console, but one co-op game that might have evaded your attention is Moving Out. A physics-based puzzler / mad dash to throw objects through windows, Moving Out sees up to 4 players take on the role of furniture movers. Throughout the game's many levels, you'll be picking up and throwing furniture into the back of a moving van as quickly as possible, completing plenty of bonus objectives along the way. For those just looking to play the core game, there's still lots of content on offer, but completionists will be playing Moving Out for a long time. Now it says here in the script I should sing Moving On Up by People, but making Moving On Out instead. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not paid enough. Jimmy! 6. Descenders. As far as downhill biking games on the Nintendo Switch go, it largely boils down to a choice between 2, and both offer a fun and engaging time. While Lonely Mountains Downhill offers a decent mix of challenging gameplay and serene bike ride through the lovely countryside, Descenders gets the nod here for its blend of physics-based mountain biking with roguelike gameplay. In the game's career mode, you traverse through a series of randomly generated levels that differ in terms of the mountain's elevation, curvature, and the amount of stunt ramps and obstacles there are. Along the way, you'll earn different abilities that can help you out on your journey as the mountains slowly become more and more treacherous as the game progresses. You will find yourself ass over handlebars quite often, yet you'll find yourself picking it up again and again. 5. Downwell. Way of the Passive Fist is a game with a title that accurately describes the gameplay, but Downwell does it so succinctly that it only needs one word. You're going down a well. That's all you need to know. Well, that and the fact that you shoot bullets out of your feet, which you'll need if you want to make any kind of progress through this enemy-infested hellhole. Downwell is a roguelike ode to a more retro era in gaming, with its sprite-based art style and fast-paced pick-up-and-play gameplay style. Like all good roguelikes, death is a common occurrence, but you'll find plenty of upgrades and abilities throughout your various runs that will help you survive. Downwell is as simplistic as games get, but that is why it's so magical. It also costs like 10p, which is a bigger steal than that time I stole that child's Switch. 4. Dragon Quest Builders 2. It takes a lot of courage to release a spin-off game for a long-established series that completely changes the status quo. Dragon Quest built a lot of goodwill over the years by being one of the best turn-based JRPGs on the market, but why not try and corner two different markets? If you're looking for a sandbox block-building RPG, Dragon Quest Builders 2 is a great shout. Players find themselves on an island and must learn to use their growing building powers to create the world of their dreams, which will likely be some kind of rude-looking obelisk located in the centre of town. With 4-player co-op for both local wireless connections and online play too, Dragon Quest Builders 2 is a perfect underrated game to play with friends. 3. Void Bastards. This is Sean Bean's favourite game. We promised that we didn't mean to add this many roguelikes to this list, but considering how fond you all are of Hades, and we are too, that game rules, we thought you'd like more of the same, just less well known. Void Bastards is, by its definition, a roguelike, but it distinguishes itself from an ever-growing genre as an FPS space exploration game that's incredibly hard, but brilliantly funny. You control a series of prisoners forced to explore deep space, find derelict ships, salvage supplies, and try not to get killed by the sheer amount of enemies and threats you'll face. Void Bastards isn't one for the faint of heart, considering the amount of resources to manage and how many randomly generated instances can influence your run, but the satisfaction that comes from victory is oh so sweet. 2. A Fold Apart. A game that's become eerily prescient given the fact it released in the middle of a global pandemic separating people from their loved ones. A Fold Apart puts players in the shoes of a couple who are forced to go long distance when one takes a job opportunity in another city. Naturally, this massive shift in their relationship dynamic creates some problems. The game sees players using paper folding abilities to solve over 50 puzzles, as the narrative sees both characters trying to navigate their relationship woes as best as they can. In perhaps the best feature that A Fold Apart has to offer, players can pick from a number of different couples in order to best represent the story that best represents them. It's a great option that helps elevate A Fold Apart. Quickly, go buy it. And at number 1, PHOGS. We've waxed lyrical about our love for PHOGS on our most sexy internet website in the past. PHOGS snuck in there at the end of 2020 and became one of the best co-op games on the market and a damn fine highlight in a supremely awful year. If you've been feeling a bit down in the dumps and need something that's unapologetically wholesome, then PHOGS is the game for you. Controlling the blue and red heads of 2 stretchy dogs joined at the torso, you'll solve a variety of puzzles and go on some awe-inspiring adventures. While the game can be played and enjoyed solo, PHOGS truly comes into its element as a co-op game, and with support for both local and online co-op play, you can experience the game's lush world with a friend even if you're not in the same room. And there you have it, there is our list of the best underrated games on Nintendo Switch. As ever, did you agree with this? Did you disagree? Are the games that you've played from the eShop that we felt we missed out on the list? Please sign off in the comments down below, let us know what you're thinking, we always love to hear from you. As ever, if you enjoyed the video, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel for more amazing content, and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming future videos. And please do consider checking out the Cultured Vultures website, culturedvultures.com, and all the other social medias on screen right now. We hope you enjoyed the video, we hope to see you in the next one, but until then, caw-caw.